Ever found yourself needing to quickly share your Monzo remaining balance with someone, maybe to split a bill, prove you've paid, or just keep someone in the loop, and thought, can I just email this? It's a fair question. In a world of instant screenshots and app sharing, the idea of a simple email can sometimes feel, well, a little old school. But hear me out. While Monzo doesn't have a big, shiny email my balanced button staring you in the face, understanding why and exploring the workarounds can actually teach you a lot about app security, data sharing, and even your own digital habits. Think about it for a second. Your bank balance is pretty sensitive information, right? It's not something you'd want floating around in inboxes without a second thought. Banks, especially modern, security-conscious ones like Monzo, take data protection incredibly seriously. Directly emailing your balance would introduce potential security risks. What if that email account gets compromised? What if it's accidentally sent to the wrong person? These are the kinds of scenarios that app developers constantly consider. So, while the direct answer to how do I email my Monzo remaining balance is a resounding you can't, not directly through the app, that's not the end of the story. There are definitely ways to achieve the goal behind that question, sharing your balance information securely and efficiently. Let's break down the different approaches you can take, ranging from the super simple to slightly more involved, and discuss the pros and cons of each. The screenshot method, simple and visual. This is probably the most intuitive and widely used method. Simply open your Monzo app, navigate to your main account screen where your balance is clearly visible, and take a screenshot. You can then easily attach this image to an email and send it to whoever needs to see it. Pros: it's quick, visual, and everyone understands what a screenshot is. The recipient can immediately see the information. Cons: screenshots can be easily manipulated. They also don't provide any context beyond the balance itself. If you have multiple accounts or pots, you need to be careful you're sharing the correct one. Also, depending on your phone settings, screenshots might automatically get backed up to cloud services, which is something to be mindful of if you're sharing sensitive information. The manual typing method, basic but less efficient. The most straightforward, albeit slightly tedious, approach is to simply open your Monzo app, note down your remaining balance, and then manually type it into the body of your email. Pros: no extra steps like saving images. You can add context and explanation around the balance in the email itself. Cons: it's prone to human error, you might mistake the number. It's also less visually clear than a screenshot. It takes slightly longer than taking a screenshot. Using Monzo statements, more formal and detailed. If you need to share more than just your current balance, or if the recipient requires a more official record, you can download a bank statement from your Monzo app. These statements typically include your account details, transaction history, and your closing balance for a specific period. You can then attach this PDF statement to your email. Pros: provides a more formal and verifiable record of your balance at a specific point in time. Includes transaction history for context. Cons: might contain more information than you actually want to share, including details of your spending. Requires the recipient to open and potentially download a PDF file. It's not a real-time balance update. Sharing via third-party apps, for specific use cases. In certain situations, you might be using third-party apps that integrate with Monzo for specific purposes, like splitting bills or tracking shared expenses. These apps often have their own mechanisms for sharing financial information, which might involve generating a link or a summary that can be shared via email or other messaging platforms. Pros: can be more convenient within the context of the specific app's functionality. Often designed for secure sharing within that ecosystem. Cons: requires both you and the recipient to be using the same third-party app. The sharing options are specific to that app and might not directly address just sharing the remaining balance. Verbal communication followed by confirmation, for trust and context. Sometimes, the best approach is a combination of methods. You could verbally tell someone your remaining balance, in person or over the phone, and then follow up with a screenshot or a manually typed figure in an email for confirmation. This adds a layer of personal interaction and allows you to provide immediate context. Pros: combines the speed of verbal communication with the record-keeping of email. Allows for immediate clarification and context. Cons: relies on the accuracy of your verbal communication. Still requires a secondary step of sending an email. Considering security best practices. Regardless of the method you choose, it's crucial to keep security in mind when sharing any financial information. Double-check the recipient's email address, make sure you're sending it to the correct person. Be mindful of your email security. Ensure your own email account is secure with a strong, unique password and two-factor authentication enabled. Avoid sharing sensitive information over public Wi-Fi. If possible, use a secure network when accessing your bank app or sending emails containing financial details. Consider password protecting PDF statements. If you're sharing a bank statement, you might want to password protect the PDF and share the password separately through a different secure channel. Think about the context. Why do you need to share your balance? Is there a less sensitive way to achieve the same goal? For example, if you're splitting a bill, you might only need to share the amount you've paid, not your entire remaining balance. The future of balance sharing. While direct email sharing of your Monzo balance isn't currently a feature, the landscape of digital finance is constantly evolving. We might see more secure and integrated ways to share specific financial information in the future. Perhaps Monzo or other banking apps will introduce features that allow for time-limited, secure sharing of balance snapshots or transaction summaries via encrypted links, which could then be shared through various channels, including email. For now, understanding the available workarounds and prioritizing security are key. Choose the method that best suits your needs and the level of sensitivity of the information you're sharing. Remember that while the convenience of a direct email balance button might seem appealing, the current approach prioritizes the security and privacy of your financial data, which is ultimately more important. So, while you can't hit a single button and email your Monzo remaining balance directly, you have several viable options to achieve the same underlying goal. By understanding these methods and the security considerations involved, you can confidently and responsibly share your balance information when needed. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.